In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the ChatGPT search feature to both do research for new content or to enhance content, and particularly for customizing and enhancing your PLR courses and marketing content that we offer at Content Sparks. So first, you're going to have to make sure it's enabled. This only works right now with the paid ChatGPT, but they will be rolling it out to free as well. And if you have it enabled, you'll see this little search the web icon. It's only in the model for ChatGPT 4.0 right now, not with the Canvas or any of the newer ones. And if you don't see that, you can also make sure that you enable the web browser extension. You'll see that option if you click on your icon. And if you scroll down, you'll see this thing that says Get ChatGPT Search Extension. That's going to open up a new tab for you. I've already added it, so it says remove from Chrome for mine, but it should say add to Chrome for you. And you can then make that your default internet or browser search instead of Google. And I'll show you a little bit later how you can still easily use Google. But once that's ready, you go back, make sure you have that on. And what we can do is start out doing research right away, start out with some existing content and turn on the search feature, turn it off again. So you can easily swap back and forth between chatting with ChatGPT and searching the web. Let's, as an example, take one of our courses. It's a project management course called Project Success Blueprint. And I want to find some ways to enhance it. I'm going to start without the search option on and just give it the course book and ask it for ideas. So first I will attach it. I'm in a team space, so I don't worry about uploading something to ChatGPT because it doesn't use it to train the model. If you are not doing that, make sure that you either use the data controls or just give it a portion of your course book. This particular one is Project Success Blueprint. It has a whole big course book in here, or student guide. And if I was just giving it part, I might give it the introduction alone. And then I'm going to say, suggest places where I can enhance my course on project management called Project Success Blueprint with statistics, quotes, or other examples. Let's say press enter and it's taking a look at it. It's actually looking at each module and different things where I can add quotes and statistics. It's gone through the whole course for that. Now let's go back and find specific numbers without relying on just general ChatGPT, but looking at the internet so we get real-time accurate results. In the introduction, I can say data about percentage of projects that fail due to poor planning, studies. It gives some examples. That doesn't mean they're right. Inspiring quotes. Let's just search for, and I'm going to specifically copy this and go down to the chat box, turn on the search, and just plug that in. So data about percentage of projects that fail, etc. And I'm going to press send on that. I can click this little arrow to jump back down to real-time results. And it's opened up a pane on the side here that has all the different sources that it's looked at. And then it's given them to me here also. Project failures are often attributed to factors such as poor planning, etc. A survey by the Project Management Institute says the following causes: changing priorities, inaccurate requirements, etc. And it quotes the different sources. But I'm not really crazy about any of these, just as general percentages. So let's just say statistics about projects failing in small businesses. Hop back down here. Key reasons for failures, these statistics underscore the importance of effective project management. I like this one right at the beginning. Research indicates that approximately 70% of projects fail to deliver their intended outcomes. And it shows the source. I can hover over it, see that, or I can see it on the right here, and I can click on it to check it, open it up, and there's a whole article here on project management. 20% of overall project budget, 70% fail, 42% don't understand the need or importance of project management. all these different things could be great to put into that course book. So here, instead of just saying, have you started a project but not finished it, etc., you're not alone, I could just add in a line in here with one of those quotes about 70% fail because you're not alone. And then I might want to also add a motivational quote. So if I go back again to the ChatGPT conversation, I'm still in search mode. I'm going to go up and see what else it suggested for the introduction. And it said an inspiring quote about overcoming challenges or persistence. And I'm going to say with project management. So let's copy that, go back down to my chat box here and type that in. So now again, I'm searching for that on the web. Let's press enter and see what it comes up with. Pressing my arrow to jump back down. And it's given me a few different ones. Perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding the 20th. I can again check that, see where it came from, and maybe pick out some other quotes. And then again, I can go back to my course book and find a good place to put that in. Maybe put it even at the very top as an intro little box and quotes. So that would make it more interesting. I could put it on an image as well and put that in as the first image in the course book. Lots of different ways, and you can continue to ask ChatGPT about that. Now let's go back and continue the chat, but turn off the search this time and just say, what are 10 alternate titles for my course? You don't have to give it more than that. And now it's turned off the search and it's given me different ideas that are not accessing the internet at all. So I hope you can see how you can switch back and forth there between research and actually chatting with ChatGPT to get other ideas and then incorporating that into your materials to enhance it. And you could do this for background research as well so that you're informing yourself about a topic before you go and teach it. And finally, I did say that you have that browser extension you turned on. You can turn on and off. What that does is if I do something like trends in small businesses implementing AI for process improvement, we have a course coming up on that. So I want to make sure that is in there. And maybe I'd use some of this in some of my marketing material for the course. This will open up a chat in ChatGPT in the search mode because it's using search. You put it in your search bar and it's come up with different information. And I could continue right from there, turn off the search and continue the chat. I might say, turn off the search because if you leave it on, it's going to do another search query in the internet. And I'll just say, summarize those into concise bullet points. So it's not doing search any longer. It's just summarizing what the search was. Now, if you do want to just quickly access Google to do your search, you can either type in google.com or type !G, put in your query, and this time it will just search in Google. You'll get their AI overview, which you can see is not quite as extensive as the one I got in ChatGPT. It's similar though, and I've got the pane over on the side here, just like it does here, but when I do it in ChatGPT, I can turn that search on and off so I don't have to, say, go from Google over to Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Take care.